Hi there, welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I am Theodore Henry. It's early in the festive season, but not too soon to start planning. So in today's show, we learn lessons in winemaking. Plus, we'll explore what is alcohol abuse and the impact on our health. Later, alternative meal ideas for Christmas. Sit back and relax for these and more as we keep you informed throughout the pages of Jamaica Magazine. The festive season conjures up the appetite for specially prepared food and, oh yes, wines of all sorts. In preparations leading up to the days of celebrations, the cake baking and cooking takes center stage, but the beverages to wash them down can't be ignored. To help you with that, in this next feature, we'll take a lesson on the basic techniques of wine making.
For thousands of years, man has been enjoying the delights of wine, the tasty alcoholic fluid which is the byproduct of fermented sugar and forms a key component on menus during festive periods. Whether it's dry, sweet, or the sparkling variety, you can learn to make your own as an amateur fermenting for home use or a professional running a lucrative business. The Rural Agricultural Development Authority RADA is fueling local interest by providing training in basic winemaking for persons in farming communities where there's an abundance of suitable raw materials. Today we're in class, learning the rudiments for the amateur winemaker.
This is one way we can utilize our fruits and our vegetables. You can use things like breadfruit too, but the thing is, it's nice to use the breadfruit when it's lush and ripe. You know, when you're ready to church, you say plaka plaka. That is when you use it because you get a real nice flavor from it. You use your soursop, you use everything that is there and get value from it. We talk about adding value and making the country go in terms of economics. That's the means. We have a lot of herbs like our guinea hen or aloe vera and so forth. So the home doing winemaking is one means of utilizing all of those. And now that it's Christmas, if you had set your wine, say from June, July, you wouldn't have to buy some gifts because you could prepare your gifts. Wine is basically a juice that you're allowed to ferment. And how you work the juice is what gives you a good wine or gives you vinegar. No, there are three types of wine. This is yeast, and it is the main source of your winemaking. The sugar is what feeds the yeast, producing the alcohol and the CO2. When you're ready to do your thing, what you can do is put a little water in a container, dissolve, and then you can put this in it. And if it stays there and bubbles and starts like it's spreading, the yeast is good and well. If it falls to the bottom and nothing now go on, your yeast dead. So therefore you can't use it to make the wine. If you have a winemaking kit available, this would be the ideal thing to make your wine in, because you have an airlock here that can tell you when fermentation is happening and when it stops. This is filled with water. And when the wine is being made and the CO2 is being given off, the water in here bubbles. So automatically when no bubbles is coming up in here, you know that fermentation done. So you can pour off your thing. If you're just going the real homemade style, when you don't have the facility, all you have is a keg. So you're going to work from the books. The book says 3 weeks. Say you're making pineapple wine. It's nice to use. The best sugar to use in that case would be the granulated sugar. Remember, the granulated sugar is clear, so you would see the yellow, it would show up. If you're doing a batch of roots, you're going to be sweetening with molasses and the dark sugar. Because when you drink your roots, you want that earthy taste. The The fact of the matter is, when you break it up, you expose more surface area. So therefore, you're going to get more flavor being extracted. So that is why you pulverize it. After you finish everything, because the heat is a factor, you store your wine in a dark area, dark, cool area. Today, we'll be doing a sorrel wine. It's Christmas time, so we have to nice up the place. The hot water is on the sorrel already, and we draw it, we start the sweetening process so we can speed up things. Now, this bag here is a nice little drawstring bag. It's like a strainer. I throw the sorrel here, and I lower it. Now, I leave the trash in the bag and keep it there, so fermentation happens with it in the bag. The reason simple for that is the flavor at the end of the day is going to be stronger. When you use this and you have it in here, you don't go to 21 days. You go like day 19. You take out this and you get rid of it. And then you close it back. And on the 21 day, you get ready to throw off. After it has fermented and you throw it off, you can add some reagents to it so that it clears up easily. The recipe calls for 4 pounds of sugar. I've already added 2, so I'm going to add the other 2. So we're going to stir consistently to ensure that the sugar dissolves. Now, it is important to remember that the sugar content affects the alcohol content of the wine. You may add too much and just get a very sickeningly sweet wine because fermentation isn't complete. Now we are going to measure our yeast to add. We need 1 tablespoon of yeast. This mixture is sorrel, ginger. So all of those little things you see there, that's ginger. And of course, a little cinnamon and the sugar. It's important to remember, you see here, when you add your liquid, at no point it should be up here. You should leave space to facilitate circulation of the carbon dioxide. When you are setting your wine, label your things properly. Label the date that it was set, and you count off your 3 weeks and label the day you're going to throw off. Then now, you are going to close off your container. Put a little tape around here, and you do your thing, and 3 weeks later you throw off your wine. So we are going to decant, and please realize I'm not saying strain, I'm saying decanting, because strain you would get the impression that you're going to throw it to a sieve. We're not doing that, and you do it slowly. Now you see we're coming towards the end where you see the residue coming out, the yeast there. So you don't want that to get out, so you're going to put that down. And this, you're going to throw this away. And then now you cover this and you put it down, and you can, I usually tell my ladies, you can throw off every week. When it's nice and clear, then you can bottle.
We want a productive Jamaica. We are not productive Jamaicans. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity is the way to go for all us Jamaicans. Small business, big business, old and young, we are tell every woman and man. We want growth and prosperity for a better nation with a building plan. So we can build our product and sell our product and put more money in our hand. Our economy can rise to a level and build a better nation. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity.
Productivity, Pathway to Prosperity. A message brought to you by the Jamaica Productivity Center, a department of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
They say an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. And when it comes to the abuse of alcohol, the impact on our health can be deadly. Let's take a look at the dangers and why you should avoid irresponsible alcohol consumption.
Many of us have already stocked up on our favorite drinks, while others are just about to do so. For some of us, Christmas wouldn't be merry without a variety of alcoholic drinks within easy reach, and New Year's wouldn't be special without wine and champagne. But do we really understand the health implications when we consume excessive amounts of alcohol? Doctors say overuse or abuse of alcohol can cause or worsen many medical problems and destroy families and lives. It is a fact that long-term heavy drinking could damage your liver, nervous system, heart and brain, cause high blood pressure, stomach problems, sexual problems and cancer, and lead to violence, accidents, social isolation and difficulties at home and work. According to medical experts, you have an alcohol problem if your use of alcohol interferes with your health or daily living, or if you are physically or emotionally dependent on alcohol to get you through the day. There are differences between alcohol abuse and alcohol dependence, but it is important to note that alcohol abuse can lead to dependence, that is, a physical and emotional addiction to alcohol. With dependence, you feel compelled to drink and it dominates your life. You may plan your activities around alcohol and drink secretly or hide the amount of alcohol you drink. Over time, it will take larger amounts of alcohol before you feel its effects. Once alcohol dependency develops, you may not be able to quit drinking on your own. The symptoms of alcohol abuse include personality changes, blackouts, shakiness, delusion or confusion, drinking more and more for the same problem, and drinking alone or drinking early in the morning. Statistics from the Ministries of Health and Transport show that the majority of fatal accidents during the holiday season are due to alcohol abuse by motorists. In fact, many productive lives have been lost on our roadways due to drunk driving. This also puts the health sector under severe pressure. So, if you don't drink, it's better not to start. If you do, please treat it as a delicacy. Don't use alcohol as a beverage or mood-altering substance. You can safely toast the holidays with a little of your favorite drinks, but remember, never drink and drive. It is a fact that many people across the world today will not see next year because of accidents or illnesses related to the abuse of alcohol. Don't be a statistic. Reduce or abstain from the excessive consumption of alcohol.
Little town of Bethlehem, how still we see the light.
Keeping up with healthy eating habits can be difficult, especially when the festive season dishes out so much tempting foods, some of which admittedly might not be the best for our health. But not to worry, we have here some healthy alternative meal ideas that you can put on the menu for Christmas. More in this feature.
Well, can't talk. Too good. So come back later.
Surprised, right? Well, trust me, I was surprised too, but the food was delicious. And now we're here to share with you another way of preparing a vegetarian meal. And with me to do this is Chef Carl Thomas. So, Senor Thomas, what will you be preparing today?
Well, hi Kerry. Today I'll be preparing a traditional type vegan meal.
Okay.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is.
Right, so I'm going to start first by wilting our pak choy. I want to make sure that we have a large amount of boiling water because we're working with green vegetables. Right, and we want to ensure that we have a little bit of salt in that water because that is important. We want to make sure that in all stage of preparation, the meal is seasoned properly. Right, so we add a little bit of salt to that. And we're just going to take our pak choy. We have removed the white section of it, right, to ensure that we can have it soft when we're ready to roll it up. And then remove it from the water. We're just going to set this aside and we're going to go back to it when we're actually ready to do our presentation. Right. In the same liquid now is when we're going to start to prepare our cornmeal. So we're going to start by adding the following ingredients. Some scallion. Right. We won't be using any form of like milk or coconut milk in this, so we want to ensure that we have a significant amount of flavor in there. Some garlic. Some onions, right? And as typical Jamaican, we want to add a little bit of Scotch bonnet pepper to it. We're also going to be adding some salt and pepper. And we're now going to be adding our cornmeal, right? And we want to add this all at once. We don't want to add it a little at a time because we don't want it to lump up. It's important that you continue to stir it as you add the cornmeal to the water because you don't want it to fall to the bottom of the pot and start to stick. We're going to leave this on a low flame and just allow it to cook through it. It will take probably about 5 to 7 minutes for it to cook properly. We're going to go ahead and start our ragu now. So we're going to be starting with some olive oil. Just a small amount. I want to ensure that whatever that you're preparing, it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. At the same time, we're also using a non-stick pan. So we're adding some garlic, some onions, and a little bit of hot pepper. Right. We're going to then add some scallion. And then we're going to start adding our beans. Everything has already been pre-cooked, so we're adding some black beans to this. Our gungo peas. Some green peas. Some red kidney beans. And some sweet corn, or whole kernel corn. So I want to ensure that we toss everything together so we kind of marry all the flavors that we already had in the pot, the onion, scallion, garlic and thyme, along with our peas and beans. As usual, we season with a little bit of salt and pepper. And just to kind of bring all the flavors together, I'm going to tip a little bit, about 1 ounce of water in the pot. And then we're going to be adding our tomato sauce to this. Some fresh thyme. Right, and we're going to be adding some thyme to our cornmeal as well. And a little bit of parsley. I'm just going to wrap them now in our pak choy. And because we have the piece that has been removed here, we just want to bring it together. So we're going to take some more beans. And so we're going to make almost like a little log. We're just going to roll it up. A little bit here. Right. And then starting from this end, we're just going to put the pak choy over it, and just like a little cigar. Where cool breezes blow, catch the festive spirit sweet, catch the rhythm and the beat, instead of catching a cold out in.
What I really like is the fact that you use local products.
Yes.
And seasonal food,
Definitely.
the gungo peas and so on.
Because it's traditional around about Christmas time, so you want to incorporate that as well.
Okay, thank you so much again.
Pleasure's
Bless you.
mine. Thanks for
I'm
having
going
me.
to now go and feast. Okay, is that allowed?
Yes, definitely.
All right, so I'll see you. I can't wait to taste the polenta. You know that's stun cornmeal, right? I can't wait to taste it. And especially the ragu, the peas and the beans mixed in that rich tomato sauce. I think it's going to be delicious. Just by the looks of it, it's colorful. Woo! There it is. Thank you so much. Can you see it? Right. So I'm going to dig in. But before I do, listen, you go ahead. Try your hand at different things in the kitchen, right? Create different flavors and aromas. And have yourself a wonderful, fabulous, but healthy Jamaican Christmas.
Security guards, protect your health. Sign up for the Private Security Regulation Authority's health insurance scheme. There are 5 options starting from $997 up to $1,882 per month for individual coverage. To find out how to access the health insurance scheme, contact the Private Security Regulation Authority at 967-2522 or visit their website at psra.gov.jm.
More life.
More memories.
More moments.
Jamaica Moves is a call to action to prevent non-communicable diseases. Get active, eat healthy. You can protect yourself from high blood pressure, obesity, asthma, certain cancer diseases, and more.
And now for some of the stories in our news this week.
Hi there, I'm Simone Wolf with your JIS News of the Week. Parliament has approved the first supplementary estimates for the 2017-2018 fiscal year, increasing the national budget by $89.9 billion. It incorporates major new allocations to enhance national security, undertake road repairs and youth empowerment initiatives, and boost agricultural output. A $19 million contract was signed this week to carry out improvement works on the Constant Spring Road in St. Andrews starting early next year. The work will be done by China Harbour Engineering Company.
At the end of the project, we expect to have one good stretch of high-quality road running all the way from Norbrook Drive in the north to Red Hills Eastwood Park intersection in the south, which gives us approximately 4 kilometers per lane.
Ground has been broken for a 94-megawatt LNG power plant at Jamaica in Clarendon.
And what we are doing here is that we are not only diversifying our energy mix, but we are also building in an inherent capacity, an inherent robustness in our energy sector.
Meanwhile, a code of ethics to govern the operation and conduct of stakeholders in the petroleum industry is now in place.
We must make sure that business is conducted in a way that allows for a fair return on effort expended.
The Corporate Area Traffic Court is now operating from a new location at 2 Melbourne Avenue with the capacity to try more cases.
This provision of additional courts is in pursuance of the government's objective of enforcing the rule of law and for timely justice.
Over 100 scholarships are now available for student teachers to pursue undergraduate and graduate programs at the BAU International University in Washington, D.C. after a memorandum of understanding was signed with the Education Ministry this week.
Through this initiative, trying to internationalize our education system, promoting what we call edutourism. We certainly, as we go abroad to study, we certainly want Jamaicans in the diaspora and nationalities across the world to come and study in Jamaica.
The Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport has finalized and launched a 10-year National Strategic Action Plan to eliminate gender-based violence.
The NSAP GBV focuses on 5 strategic priority areas: prevention, protection, intervention, legal procedures, and protocols for data collection.
On Tuesday, Minister Grange also signed the UNDP Gender Equality Seal during the official launch of the International Certification Program. The zones of special operations in Mount Salem and Denham Town will continue for another 60 days after their originally scheduled end dates this month. On Wednesday, the House of Representatives approved the 2 resolution orders calling for the extensions, which were tabled by Prime Minister Andrew Holness earlier in the sitting.
Like Mount Salem, there have been significant gains in the Denham Town zone, and the outlook is promising.
And finally, the government has issued an apology to the people of West Kingston for events during the May 2010 incursion by security forces.
I stand here in this honorable house to unreservedly and unequivocally apologize to the people of Jamaica for the fear and uncertainty that defined that time, as each and every Jamaican was affected in some way or the other. To the people of West Kingston, and in particular the residents of Tivoli Gardens and Denham Town, who were most affected through loss of life and damage to property and the pain they endured by the violence that took place.
And those were some of the stories making news this week. I'm Simone Wolf.
And that brings us to the end of today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Join us again tomorrow when we'll do this all over again. Until then, you can click online at jis.gov.gm and visit our YouTube channel to get the latest government information. Also follow us on Twitter and Facebook, don't forget Instagram, and download our app from the Google Play Store to stay informed. On behalf of all of us here at the JIS, I'm Theodore Henry, wishing you all a safe and joyous season. Till next time, do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.